Well, this video was a disaster. Before I even begin, I have to say that most of this video's footage will be reenactments of things that happened recorded by either me or my friend. Why? Well, because my computer decided to casually delete all my footage for the entire video. That aside, let's begin. This one was interesting, to say the least. This was one of the first 10 towers to be added into the game, and it shows. Even though the version I beat was revamped, this gameplay is honestly not good and insanely unbalanced. Old, forgettable towers just kinda do it to you. On day one, I just kinda went in almost blind. Sure, I practiced the tower a little while, but not that much. Of course, that had consequences. I'm pretty sure I actually didn't get past floor 3, but I can't know for sure as I don't have any footage. On day 2, I think, I actually decided to remember how to play the game and practice the tower. On one run, when I was at the very badly designed ice tightrope on 3, I told my friend that if I beat it that attempt, they would have to beat Tower of Bloodthirsty ktoh, a bottom extreme. So naturally, in that same attempt, I actually managed to pass my current PB at the time. Then, I managed to get to 6, and 7, and further into the tower, until I passed the spinning maze, the last remotely difficult thing in the tower. Clearly, I had a real shot at beating this. All that was left for me to do was to pull up a YouTube guide on how the tightropes worked, because I just never bothered to actually learn them, and just beat the tower. Even though it was a fluke from 5, this was not fun at all. But to get to my next tower, we have to go to a different planet. New hardest time! Compared to Impossible Expectations' measly 6.01, hazardous laddering was a 6.25, and considered by many to be even higher, up to mid-intense. This funky little Martian ladder was gonna pose my first truly major obstacle in the series, and I was determined to crush it. Now, to understand my experience with this tower, you must know that it has safety nets on the majority of its floors. These can be found on floors 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9, although 9 is quite unique, in that failing past it a total of 4 times sends you back to 8. However, the button progress on 8 makes getting to 9 an easy task, and you get another 4 attempts. Day 1 was simple. I practiced the tower a bit and played from the beginning, managing to get to floor 2 a couple of times. All in all, nothing very special. Day 2 was a bit more unique, with me doing my usual practice, but I got all the way to floor 4. I proceeded to fall on 4 a total of 12 times before I had to stop for the day. On day 3, I honestly just did a little bit more practice in the towers, so there wasn't anything too important to happen. Day 4 is where that would all change. On day 4, I actually had a lot more time than the other days due to being a Friday. I also had taken a break the day before, so I had a fresh mind going into this. I quickly managed to get to floor 3, reaching the first net. I was already very consistent at 3, so I got to 4 quite often. After just 6 more fails on 4, this happened. Nah, just kidding, I don't have the footage. But I managed to get all the way to 5, which I had already practiced along with 6. That's not to say it was easy, as the practice place I had been using did not allow me to practice most of the non-purism gameplay, along with the fact that playing in a real run is much harder due to nerves. After getting to 6 a total of 3 times, I realized my game was having some insane lag issues, and decided to stop for the day. On day 5, I decided to abide by a strict plan in order to practice the tower. I decided to do every floor from 4 to 6 twice, and also settled on beating every floor from 7 to 10 once, but I would really regret not doing a 9 to win pathway. I managed to get to floor 5 pretty quickly, but then had to go AFK to make mashed potatoes and sadly disconnected. But alas, I made it to 5 yet again, proving my practice was absolutely worth it. After lunch, I quickly dove back into the tower and got to floor 7 after just 3 more attempts at 6, cementing a new PB. From now on, almost every floor was netted, guaranteeing a run to 9 if I could just play for enough time. Sure enough, I got an 8 run, and then 9. My nerves were through the roof. Was this gonna be it? I fell once, then twice, then for a 3rd time. Yeah, no, that was not it. But you see, not all hope was lost. As I mentioned before, falling at 9 or 10 allows you to attempt 8 in order to get 4 more attempts at the final stretch, and the button progress you collect makes the floor an absolute cakewalk. Nothing was in my way. I was going to do this. Cue the music. Wait, what's that? What? Why did the music stop? No, this can't be happening. Yeah, this was the only thing that could have possibly stopped me, and yet it happened. A random malfunction caused my internet to stop for just a few seconds. Less than a minute was all it took for a week's worth of hard work to evaporate before my eyes. I was admittedly very mad, but I don't have the original footage, so I can't really show it here. But I picked myself up. I don't give up, not this easily. So I went back in there, going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, climbing the ladder. And I got back into it. Less than an hour later, I was at 8. Somehow, I had essentially rebeat the tower, running on just my stubbornness. And I finally got to face off against the final stretch. Of course, I would have to spend close to half an hour to actually get a winning run, but, don't talk about that. It was done. After almost 50 fails on 9 and 10 combined, my new hardest, I was back on track to beat a Soulcrushing. Originally, this video was going to have 3 towers. My next tower was going to be Tower of Intense Solar Chaos, but I realized it actually kinda sucks, even though I had already gotten to floor 9 months earlier. Because of that, I decided to switch over to Tower of EToH. But even after getting to floor 7 on my very first day, I realized that I simply could not practice the tower without immense lag, and I gave up. Instead, I'll be going directly to the next tower of the series in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and rate this video a 70% out of 28.5 million.